Peace and blessings be upon you all. I hope y'all doing good. So listen, today I want to talk to you about how I ended up going 60 plus days on semen retention, how I ended up relapsing, and what I learned from this experience. So back in September of 2025, I ended up getting into a relationship that lasted about 2 months, and she eventually left me brokenhearted, and that was the fuel that made me go on this journey, because you know even though I wanted to be like, you know what, I'm gonna just move on to the next. I'm gonna go to the next girl. I just couldn't because I was so emotionally invested in this woman that it just hurt me. And I didn't care about nothing. I didn't go back to my old ways, nothing. I just focused on myself, try to heal myself every day, trying to just overcome this. Like there was no sense of lust or nothing. And so I ended up going 77 days on semen retention. And what I learned from this experience is that semen retention is not the solution to everything. It's not gonna automatically, magically fix your life. Nah, that's not how it works. You still have to put in the work. And one thing I could say, when you want semen retention, you could definitely feel that you are divinely protected. You are divinely guided by the Most High, 100%. And this doesn't mean that life is just gonna automatically become easy. And nah, you're gonna face some challenges. Trust me, you're gonna face difficulties, but through it all, you're gonna see that at the end, you're always gonna persevere. You're always gonna come out good because God is on your side when you want semen retention. Semen retention brings good luck. And unfortunately, when you relapse, you're putting yourself in a low vibration and you're opening yourself up to spiritual attacks. I know this. This is a fact. And that's the crazy part, because even though you know this, this subconsciously, but sometimes that lust just overtakes you, and it's all right. We're all human. We all make mistakes. I'm not bashing nobody. I'm not bashing myself, because you gotta still show yourself self-love. You know what I mean? You can't be too harsh on yourself either. You know, so it's okay. We all have our falls, and you just get right back up to it. So, this lust. I want to talk about lust. How lust is just an empty feeling, because sometimes lust can just overtake your entire mind, your entire everything, and that's all you focus on, just clapping cheeks. That's all you're thinking about. But once you actually get it, once you do it, you just feel this emptiness, this void of like, man, that shit wasn't even worth it, bro. Like, why did I do that for? Why? So honestly, yeah, I do kind of feel like little regret of like I should have just stayed on this path. Like I was so close to reaching 90 days, but it is what it is. You feel me? I'm not another thing I could say, um, semen retention will bring out everything that's hidden inside you, all those inner demons that you're hiding inside, that darkness inside of you that you always try to suppress. It's gonna come out on semen retention, whether you like it or not. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, you're gonna get boosted confidence. You're gonna get clear face, boosted energy. But at the same time, all the other bad traits that were inside of you that you need to work on is gonna come to the light, and it's gonna be amplified. So if you have like, let's say you have trouble socializing. Let's say you have social anxiety, right? Semen retention will definitely help, but it's not gonna erase it. Like you're still gonna have that social anxiety, and on semen retention, this energy is gonna build so much that it's gonna amplify that. And there's gonna be days where you're gonna be questioning yourself, like, man, why do I still feel like this low self-esteem? Like I'm having trouble talking to people. Like I can't really focus on women because all I'm thinking about is just retention. So that's another thing. I definitely noticed that semen retention was exposing all the things in me that I still needed to work on. And yeah, like I said, I had this drive in me because I got my heart broken. But once I overcame that and I got over it, I'm not heartbroken no more. I'm good. Me and my ex were on good terms. There's nothing that's really hurting me. So this is the real test. You feel me? And it all comes back to even to God, to the Most High. How we just live our regular lives like we're gonna live 1,000 years. We feel immortal. We feel like, man, I could do whatever I want. It's my life. But we still got to be conscious of the creator who gave us life, and he could take it at any time. Tomorrow's not promised. Tonight is not promised. So always got to be mindful of that, you know. I want to share this verse from the Holy Quran in chapter 10, verse 12. It says, "Whenever someone is touched by hardship, they cry out to us, whether lying on their side, sitting, or standing. But when we relieve their hardship, they return to their old ways as if they had never cried to us to remove any hardship. This is how the misdeeds of the transgressors have been made appealing to them." So you see, mankind is truly ungrateful. You know, a lot of people, you know, they don't care about God. They just living their regular lives, following their desires. They make their desires their God. But you know the saying that goes, there's no such thing as an atheist on a crashing plane. You know what I mean? So when times get rough, that's when, oh God, please help me. God, I'm going to change, I swear. You know what I mean? And me and myself included. And it's okay. We're human. You know, we're not perfect. But the thing I'm trying to say here, let me get to the point. So basically, don't wait until you're on your deathbed to then return to God and ask for his help. Do it now. Do it when you're thriving, you know? And that's the real test right there. That's the real test. You know, when you call on God for divine guidance, for divine help, he will answer you. But what happens when God removes those afflictions from you and now you're good and now you feel fine? Are you going to forget God now? Now you're going to go back to your old ways and be like, yeah, I did this on my own. See, I'm good. See, that's the real test. And this is where I kind of failed, you know, because once I overcame this heartbreak, you know, I started feeling like kind of, you know, straying away from the path a little bit. If I'm going to be really honest, I started going down my old habits, you know. So once I overcame that heartbreak, then this semen retention, this energy, it just got too intense, you know. It got really intense. Like it was exposing all the bad things, the bad characteristics in me. And yeah, just one day I just kind of felt like, man, this is too much. And I ended up relapsing, you know. We all make mistakes. But that's what I really wanted to say, you know. You got to really be strong-minded and you got to push through. And you got to have a clear goal of why you are on this journey in the first place.